All right, strap yourselves in because today we're going deep on a film that really flips the script on those classic spy thrillers.
Yeah.
Forget those big explosions and wild car chases.
Yeah.
This one's going to make you think.
It's one of those films that just sticks with you, you know?
Yeah.
It really gets under your skin and makes you ponder some pretty deep stuff.
It does. And we're talking about The American,
Yeah.
a 2010 film with George Clooney.
Oh, yeah.
Now, before you go picturing him as that, that smooth-talking Danny Ocean,
Right.
this role is completely different.
Oh, totally.
Clooney plays Jack,
Right.
an assassin who's hiding out in Italy
Okay.
after a job that went south.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this film does not shy away from how morally complex his line of work is.
Yeah, it's so fascinating how this film uses this almost quiet, meditative kind of approach to build that tension.
Yeah.
You're on the edge of your seat, not because of, explosions or gunfights, but because of a look or a whispered word, just the weight of all those unspoken emotions.
It's amazing. So, okay,
Yeah.
let's set the scene for you without giving away too much.
Okay.
Jack is hiding in this, picture-perfect Italian village.
Right.
He wants a simple life. But come on, we all know the past has a way of catching up with
Oh,
you.
of course, yeah.
And he gets pulled into one last job.
Oh.
It's this constant push and pull,
Right.
this desire for peace, clashing with his deadly skills. That's what makes this film so captivating.
You can really feel that duality all throughout the film, can't you?
Yeah.
The peaceful beauty of the Italian countryside contrasted with that cold, calculated precision of Jack's work.
Right.
It's almost like two completely different worlds are crashing together.
Yeah, on the one hand, you've got those stunning shots of Castel della Monte.
Oh, wow.
Sulmona. These are real places in Italy. They just ooze tranquility.
I can imagine.
Makes you wonder, could someone like Jack ever really find peace in a place like that?
Well, and that's where the director's background comes in.
Oh, interesting. Anton Corbijn, he's known for his striking visuals, his knack for capturing raw emotion in a single shot.
Yeah.
And in this film, he uses those skills to really paint a picture that's both beautiful and a little unsettling.
Yeah.
You're drawn in by the beauty, but there's always this underlying feeling of unease. It's like a reminder that danger's always lurking beneath the surface.
It is. It's lurking. And it's not just the visuals.
Right.
There are all these little subtle details, hidden layers woven into the story. Did you know The American is actually based on a novel?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
A Very Private Gentleman
Okay.
by Martin Booth.
Okay.
The book goes even deeper into the main character's mind,
Right.
exploring those internal struggles that the film only hints at.
Interesting.
It's a great companion piece to the movie.
Oh, I bet.
And it gets even more intriguing when you consider the film's ties to, those classic westerns,
Okay.
specifically Italian spaghetti westerns.
Oh, wow. There's even a clip from Once Upon a Time in the West
Really?
in the film.
That's cool.
It makes you think, is Jack just a modern-day gunslinger haunted by his past, trying to find redemption in a world that doesn't give you easy answers?
And that's what makes The American so compelling,
Yeah.
isn't it? It takes this familiar genre, the spy thriller, and it injects it with these unexpected elements.
Yeah.
You've got your classic lone wolf, that moral ambiguity, the struggle to survive, but it's all presented in a way that's both stylish and thought-provoking.
Absolutely.
You're not just watching a movie, you're experiencing it.
You are living it. There's this one scene, I don't want to give too much away,
Okay.
but it involves Jack meticulously putting together a custom weapon for this mysterious client.
Oh, wow.
It's like watching a ballet, the way he moves, the precision.
Right.
In that moment, you realize it's not just about violence. It's about control.
Yeah.
It's about channeling his inner turmoil into something real, something tangible.
That's a great point. That scene really captures the whole theme of duality in the film.
It does.
Jack is both this skilled craftsman and a ruthless killer. He's a man searching for peace, but at the same time, he's embracing the tools of his trade.
Right.
And the way that scene is shot, with those close-ups and the deliberate pacing, it really pulls you into Jack's head.
It does.
Makes you question that line between beauty and brutality.
And you can't talk about the atmosphere of the film without bringing up the music.
Oh, yeah, the music.
Right. It's not your usual action movie score.
Right.
You've got these operatic pieces, Italian folk songs. There's even a bit of blues in there.
Oh, wow.
And it all comes together to create this haunting, almost melancholic mood.
Yeah.
that really reflects Jack's emotional state.
It's almost like the music is another character in the film, adding layers of meaning and emotion to each scene.
Yes.
You've got Puccini's Madama Butterfly underlining those tragic elements of the story. And then there's that Italian song La Bambola,
Oh, yeah.
which adds this touch of irony and foreshadowing. It's a very carefully chosen soundtrack.
It is.
And it takes the film to a whole other level.
It's clear this movie is not your average Hollywood blockbuster.
No.
It's a slow burn. It's a character study that challenges you to engage with it on a much deeper level.
Right.
Are you ready to go into Jack's world and see where this journey leads us?
Yeah, let's dive in.
Okay.
I think you'll be surprised by what we discover.
I think we will.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it. So we know Jack is looking for a simpler life, but he gets roped into this one last job. And this job making this custom sniper rifle, it's not just a means to an end, you know?
Right.
It kind of becomes this reflection of his inner struggle.
Yeah, it's almost poetic, isn't it?
Yeah.
The way he approaches the task, like with so much care, such precision, you get the sense he's putting his whole heart into it. Like maybe he's trying to find some kind of peace in the process.
Exactly. It's like a metaphor for his whole life. You know, he's so used to working in the shadows, controlling everything, taking out threats with pinpoint accuracy. But can someone with his past ever really escape that world?
And that's where things get really interesting because it's not just about the job, right?
Yeah.
He starts to connect with Clara,
Oh, yeah.
this beautiful local woman.
Right.
You can feel the tension building between his desire for human connection and his ingrained need for secrecy.
It's true. The way the relationship plays out is so captivating,
It
wouldn't
is.
you say? It's all those stolen glances, the hesitant touches, the things they don't say.
Yeah.
You're always wondering, can they really trust each other, or is this just a dangerous game they're both playing?
It's like a slow burning fire, you know? You can feel the heat, the intensity, but you just don't know if it's going to erupt into this big flame or just burn everything down.
Right. And then there's the priest,
Yeah.
Father Benedetto. He represents kind of a moral compass for Jack,
I see.
a glimpse into a life that could have been.
Their conversations, they're so brief,
They are.
but packed with meaning.
So much meaning.
It's like they're speaking in code, trying to navigate this tricky landscape of guilt and redemption, forgiveness.
Yeah.
You can practically feel Jack battling with his own conscience, questioning everything he's ever believed in.
And let's not forget about Pavel.
Oh, right, Pavel.
He's the puppet master, the one pulling all the strings behind the scenes, always reminding Jack of the world he's trying to get away from.
Yeah, Pavel's like, he's the embodiment of the danger that's lurking around every corner.
He is.
Like, even in this idyllic Italian village, Jack can never really let his guard down.
Never.
So you've got all these forces tugging at Jack, pulling him in every direction.
Right.
And the beauty of the film is that it doesn't give you easy answers.
It doesn't.
It doesn't tell you what to think.
It does.
It leaves you wrestling with these really complex questions of morality, loyalty, and the possibility of redemption.
And speaking of redemption, have you noticed how the film plays with this idea of confession?
Oh, interesting.
Not just in like the religious sense, but the way these characters reveal themselves to each other little by little, peeling back those layers.
That's a really good point. It's like they're all looking for absolution.
They are.
Wanting to unburden themselves from all those secrets.
Yeah.
And in that process, they show their weaknesses.
Yes.
Their hopes, their fears.
Their hopes.
It makes them all incredibly human.
It does.
Even the ones who are supposed to be the bad guy.
Even the bad guy.
It's like the director saying, even assassins have souls. Even killers can want something more.
Right.
That's what makes this film so powerful, so thought-provoking. It doesn't judge the characters.
It doesn't.
It just shows them to you, flaws and all.
Yeah.
Invites you to feel for them and their struggles.
It's not just about empathy, though, right? It's about recognizing how complex human nature is.
Yeah.
You know, those gray areas where good and bad kind of get blurred.
Right.
It's about understanding that even the darkest souls can be touched by beauty.
Yeah.
Love. The chance for a fresh start.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the climax of the film. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but let's just say it's not your typical action movie showdown.
No.
It's subtle, it's tense, and it leaves you holding your breath.
Right.
It's like all the emotional threads that have been woven throughout the movie, they all come together in this moment. and it will leave you wondering about everything you thought you knew about Jack and his journey.
Yeah. It's a masterclass in suspense.
It is.
Wouldn't you say? It's not about big explosions or car chases. It's about the weight of choices, the impact of what you do, the realization that sometimes the most dangerous battles are the ones we fight inside ourselves.
And the ending. Oh, the ending.
The ending.
It's one of those endings that stays with you.
It lingers.
Long after the credits roll.
Yes.
It's ambiguous.
Yeah.
Haunting. It invites you to come up with your own conclusions about what it all means.
You're an interpretation.
Yeah. Did Jack find redemption?
Right.
Did he escape his past, or is he forever tied to the shadows?
It's the kind of ending that starts those never-ending debates, isn't it?
Yes.
And that's the sign of a truly great film. It doesn't wrap everything up all nice and neat. It leaves you with questions, with that feeling of unease, with that desire to watch it again and find new layers of meaning each time.
It's like the film is a mirror reflecting our own inner struggles, our own desires for both darkness and light. And in the end, it's up to us to decide which side of the mirror we want to see.
And that's the beauty of art, isn't it?
It is.
It challenges us, provokes us, makes us face those uncomfortable truths about ourselves and the world around us.
Yeah.
And sometimes the deepest insights come from the quietest whispers, those subtle glances, those moments that linger long after the story's finished.
It's like the film. It drops this little pebble into the water of your mind.
Yeah.
And the ripples, they just keep spreading.
They do.
You start questioning everything.
Yeah,
Your own ideas about good and evil, what forgiveness really means,
right.
even if real change is possible.
And that's what makes The American different from your run-of-the-mill action movie.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't shy away from these big, deep questions.
It doesn't.
It wants you to grapple with them, face your own inner conflict.
Ah.
It's a film that stays with you.
It does.
You know, long after you've seen it, it makes you rethink your own moral compass.
You know, it's funny because on the surface, you've got Jack. He's this brooding, stoic guy.
Yeah.
But as the film goes on, you start to see these flashes of vulnerability, of longing.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes him so relatable, so human.
Right.
We all have these hidden parts of ourselves, these conflicting desires.
We do.
The American reminds us that even someone living in the shadows, they can still crave connection. They can still search for meaning, for redemption.
Exactly. It's like the film is saying, hey, we're all more complicated than we look.
We are.
And that's a powerful message, especially in a world that always wants to put things into neat little boxes, good and bad.
Yeah, it does.
The American challenges us to look beyond those labels.
It does.
To see the subtleties, those gray areas, the shared humanity that binds us all.
And I think that's why this film connects with people so deeply.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not just a story about an assassin trying to redeem himself.
Yeah.
It's a story about being human.
It is.
About the struggles we all go through.
We do.
Choices we make, the consequences we face, and that enduring hope that even when things are darkest, there's still a chance for something better.
Absolutely. And it's that glimmer of hope that makes The American so rewarding, would you say? It's not a feel-good movie in the traditional sense.
Right.
But it leaves you with this sense of possibility, this belief that even the most broken person can find a way to heal.
So if you're looking for a film, that'll challenge you.
Yeah.
That'll stay with you long after it's over.
Right.
And maybe even spark some really good conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I highly recommend The American. It's a slow burn, but it's a journey worth taking. And you never know, you might just learn something about yourself along the way.
And if you're feeling really adventurous,
Yeah.
I'd say check out the novel that inspired the film.
Okay.
A Very Private Gentleman by Martin Booth.
Okay.
It really digs into the main character's mind. It provides this fascinating contrast to the film's visual storytelling.
It's a story that'll stay with you, make you think, and maybe even change how you see the world.
Maybe even change how you see the world.
And that's it for our deep dive on The American.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Until next time, keep exploring, keep thinking, and keep the conversation going.
Yeah.